Sasha, Abraham, you there?
Hi everybody, I'm Peter Travers and welcome to Popcorn, where we tell you what is popping in the culture. And I'm telling you people, this is the 7th season now of The Walking Dead. It is watched by more people in the history of cable TV, and one of the reasons that they watch it, one of the main reasons, is my guest today, Norman Reedus, who as an actor, you know, I've seen him in a lot of things, and if you're a Boondock Saints fan, you know who this guy is. But the great thing about Norman to me is that I never know where the hell he's going. I just can't figure him out. So it's great to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me.
It really is.
Yeah.
No, you can't be figured out. You can't be predicted.
That's good. That's
That's great, because everybody else is. We're all put into this.
Right. I mean, I guess they try to do that with everybody, but I always feel like it's better to have a little bit of mystery. I mean, it's hard to do that nowadays with social media, and everyone's got a camera phone and whatnot, but I think that it's nice to not know everything about people.
Well, I know, which of course brings up the new season that's starting, where everybody is saying, oh, does Daryl get killed? Does he die? Does Negan really take him down? What's going to happen? So of course you're not going to tell me. You know,
I can't tell you.
You
don't want to. I don't
me.
think you don't. You
Oh,
don't
I
want to
don't
know.
want to know.
You don't want to know.
But the fact is that when I see what's on social media or online, they always do these things where say, who's going to be the ones who die in this episode?
Yeah.
And they always have, he will die and why he won't die. Now
Right.
with you, there's like reasons. I mean, we have little clues in that season 6 finale that it could be you, because Negan, he's got that bat Lucille with the barbed wire on it. He's like a scary dude. And then they say can't be Norman that goes because he's too popular.
I mean, I think no one is safe on that show. I mean, no one is safe on that show. Yeah, and you know, Scott Gimple, our showrunner, he's become very good at throwing people off the scent. You know, there's so many different groups that try to spoil our show, and you know, there's cameras outside all the time and trying to put the clues together and so forth. So he's become very good at throwing them off, which is a good thing, I think.
When do you guys find out what's going to happen on the season that's coming up?
You know, it's changed every year. We used to get a bunch of scripts in advance, and then the show became more popular, and now we know right at the last minute. It's even kept from us to the last minute, and we're kind of always on call, and you know, but it's actually kind of helped us. I think, you know, from being on the inside, because it's a lot like life. You always feel like you have more time with people, and you never know when it's going to come, and when it does come, it's such a shocker. So it's kind of worked its way into our lifestyle.
But you know, go back to, this is like 2010, right? That this all starts.
Yeah.
And you're playing Daryl for the first time. He's like, we can't figure this guy out. You know, he's pretty quiet. He's pretty withdrawn. He looks a little dangerous.
Yeah.
His brother's even more dangerous than he is. How has he changed?
He's changed a lot. I mean, I remember the first day on set, trying to figure out this character, and just, you know, everyone had already known each other, because I didn't come on until episode 3. And they'd already done this big press junket, and they were all buddies, and I came on, and, you know, the first day I'm like supposed to like throw squirrels at this guy, and I'm like, yeah, should I do this? Should I do this? You know, I'm like, how should I do this? And I hadn't really bonded with the cast yet. And I walk out and I'm like, Merle, come on out here. And they tell me that he's up on a roof. And I kind of distanced myself from everyone and then turned around and just saw all these faces I'd never seen before. And from then on in, there on out, I just played him with a huge chip on his shoulder. Like, you know, and everything he said kind of came out of the side of his face, and he never looked you in the eyes when he spoke to you, and, you know, unless he was like going to kill you or something. But that slowly has morphed into a character that's becoming proud of himself, and he's found a sense of self-worth through these people, and people rely on him, and he's never had that before, and he's slowly becoming the man he would have never gotten a chance to become if this apocalypse didn't happen. He was always going to be Merle, you know. So he's changed so much. Now everything he says is directly in your face. His shoulders are square to you. He means everything he says. He's a no bullshit, non-lying type of a guy. He wears his heart on his sleeve. And I think from the early
he should
stages,
be running for president.
yeah, right. Maybe the old Daryl should be running for president.
Yeah.
But he's changed a lot. He's changed so much.
What were the toughest scenes for you to play?
Oh man, killing my brother was really tough.
Even though Merrill wasn't what I'd call a good guy, you know, he was a racist.
Yeah,
he had lots of problems, but he's your brother.
He was, but he was my
your
brother,
asshole.
you know. And you know, and Beth, carrying Beth out when she,
I'm still not
she
over
died,
that.
that was rough.
Yeah.
But you know, like a testament to how tight that crew is down there. And before we shot me coming out with Emily, I sat on an igloo, you know, drink holder or whatever, in a corner and just cried for about 45 minutes as the crew members walked by me. So I just saw feet going by me, and they let me do that to be ready to go do that scene. And that, to not feel like a spectacle or have no feeling of, you know, humiliation or vulnerability. It's, you know, it was, that's how tight that crew is. They just, you know, Norman's going to sit over here and just cry. Let's work around him, and everyone kind of keep quiet. Like that, you don't get to do that on, you know, other sets so much. And I've seen everybody on our cast do stuff like that, and, you know, I can look at our focus puller and he'll be like, good, you know, like, and I trust his thing, you know, and we all have that bond, and it's a very rare job. You know,
well, you're enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it, and I'm suffering through it, and I'm.
Well, you're suffering during scenes like that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's also cool to be the badass with the crossbow.
It is, you know, it's cool to do a lot of those things, but there are seasons where it's like it's you know, kill oriented, and then I'm doing cool stuff, and I'm blowing things up, and I'm shooting rocket launchers at bikers, and I'm doing lots of cool stuff. And then there's equal amount of time when it's just pure suffering. And this season there's a lot of suffering, and so it's an emotionally draining show sometimes, which we love as well.
But one thing that Daryl doesn't seem to really get is a sex life.
Right.
What is it?
I don't
when
know.
I thought it was going to happen with Beth, she dies.
Yeah.
I don't know. With Carol, there seems to be even a possibility now. But why? Is that something that you're talking to the writers about?
I have spoken to them about it. I mean, the thing is, like, once you do that, it's done. And I don't think Daryl is the type of character that's just going to throw you up against a tree in the moonlight and do it. I think he's.
Although it's a good scene.
It would be a fun scene. I would not lie.
Yeah, right, it would be.
But I feel like he's such a loyal animal. Like, I feel like when he does that, he's gonna be with that person forever. I don't think he was set up or raised or in a way that he's a show off in any way. I feel like once he gets over this wall, which he's getting over this wall, he's going to be very honest in everything he does, and I think he's super loyal. I always, you know, describe him as kind of like if you saw like a coyote in an alley and it was raining, and if you fed him, he would just follow you forever. And I think he's kind of like that with matters of the heart. And I think when it happens, it's going to happen. So you know, I mean, I've said things like that before, but I think it's true. I really do.
But maybe that's what's attractive to people. I've seen many panels that you've done at Comic-Con and places like that, where you get people attracted to you for the sometimes really strange reasons. I've seen somebody say, "Can I basically dry hump your leg?" And you're very good about it.
I think I let her.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did. You know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it. Yeah. So you're good to the fans.
Well, I guess, right? I mean, you know, I mean, I appreciate, you know, the fans to the show and the fans to the character and all that stuff. I mean, some requests are a little crazier than others, but
What was the craziest you ever got?
oh, geez, I'm wearing a knee brace right now because
Really?
a large, muscular woman hugged me and lifted me off the ground and ripped me sideways, and it ripped my knee, so I'm hobbling around with a knee brace under the suit. You know, and I mean, you know,
Indestructible Daryl.
wrong,
But not
because this
Norman.
hurts. Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes you just get tackled, you know, and then sometimes people cry. You know, it's all different.
Well, I mean, you've always said before that in the movies you've done and other material that you've acted in, that you tend to kill people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where does that come from?
I think I just have one of those faces. I don't know.
No,
I got
no,
those
because
beady little eyes, and you know.
It's not true. We all feel for Daryl. You let
Yeah.
us feel for him.
Yeah, but you know, originally Daryl showed up to rob everyone.
He
That's
did.
really, he and Merle were going to rob all those
Yeah.
people. You know, and unlike a movie where you have, you know, an hour and a half to tell a story, I've had years to show all the little things about this character, and some seasons I'm really featured in, some seasons I'm not as featured in, but the scenes that they give me all show a little turning point in Daryl, and sometimes you have to look at them all as a group, but you know, they've been very careful with me, and at the same time they've thrown me out there, so it's I don't know what the large scale attraction is totally, but when we're doing something and I feel it, I kind of get it, and then I step back, and then I don't know, and then I kind of do something and I feel it, and then I don't know. I think it's better that I don't know, to be honest.
Well, it's what I was saying in the beginning, though. There's something about you that we can't just say, "Oh, I know exactly what he's going to do," because it doesn't happen that way.
Yeah.
But you've done a lot of dark material.
Yeah.
This is something that you're attracted to. Do you love like the horror genre?
I like watching good people do bad things, and I like watching bad people do good things. I like that sort of contradiction. You know, I think in the beginning, I mean, in the very beginning, I think the first movie I did, I cried like the whole time, and then I got a bunch of crying scripts, you know, and then I killed someone, and then I got a bunch of killing scripts, you know.
Crying and killing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can do that, that's great.
That one you did with Debbie Harry, where she's your mother,
Oh yeah.
that was an unusual character.
Yeah, and then I
6 Wastes.
Yeah. Then I have sex with her and kill her and take her dead body on a bus. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's not your usual, you know,
Yeah. It was
family
fun,
type
yeah.
thing. Was it fun?
It was really fun.